Saimaa ringed seal has gone from being aggressively hunted for a bounty to the icon of nature conservation to dying in fishing nets and being at the heart of political dispute. I'm gonna paint a couple of cute Saimaa ringed seals in watercolor while we talk about their roller coaster of a history. Saimaa ringed seal is actually Finland's only endemic mammal species. They only live in Lake Saimaa in Finland and were found to be their own species in 2025 instead of just a subspecies of ringed seal. They started diverging from ringed seals at least 60,000 years ago, meaning they were here way before Lake Saimaa was even formed. And it also means that they are the rarest ringed seal species in the world. They can be differentiated from other ringed seal species by the shape of their head. Saimaa ringed seals have a wider skull and a shorter snout than other ringed seals. The pups are grey, whereas other ringed seal pups are white. Saimaa ringed seal has been in the news in Finland recently because of this fight about whether they need more protection or not. But let's go back some 100 years first. Seals were thought to be pests because they caused harm for fishing. They would break the traps and eat the fish. A Swedish law from 1734 gave anyone permission to hunt seals on anyone's land. In 1882, a fishing inspector wrote an article about demolishing seals from places such as Lake Saimaa. And soon after that, the Finnish Fishing Union offered a bounty for killing seals and bringing their lower jaw to the rural police chief as proof. Shooting seals became more common during wartime because of the easy access to guns. It became so effective that the Saimaa ringed seal disappeared from certain parts of Saimaa for almost 100 years. The reward for killing seals finally ended in 1948, and the hunting ended a few years later in 1955 when Saimaa ringed seal became a protected species. And the next year in 1956, Linnansaari National Park was founded in Saimaa in one of the main living areas of Saimaa ringed seal. The estimation of the number of Saimaa ringed seals began in the 1960s. Some popular artworks of this seal species are the poster by graphic artist Erik Bruun that turned into the logo of the Finnish Association for Nature Conservation, and the stamp from 1986 by Pirkko Vahtero. WWF Finland hosts a ringed seal live, Norppa Live, every spring in May, where they livestream a certain rock in Saimaa 24/7 where the seals like to sunbathe. Each Saimaa ringed seal has individual ring patterns on their fur, so they can be identified. Some of them have names, which you can find in a gallery page on WWF's website. One of the popular seals that's been seen in the live stream is called Pullervo. Sometimes there's two seals fighting for a good spot on the rock, sometimes they're annoyed by birds or bugs, and some years you'll hardly see any seals around the rock. It's the luck of the draw. Adult seals change their coat at around May, so that's when they spend the most time on land to dry off and make the coat change faster. And that's when they can most easily be seen, but the coat change is a stressful time for them, so you should not approach them to take photos, etc. And that's where the live stream comes in handy, since they won't be bothered by it, but we can still see them. One of the threats to Saimaa ringed seal are winters with too little snow due to global warming. The seals make their nests and birth their pups in snow, and for some of the last winters there hasn't been enough snow. To help out, volunteers shovel piles of snow on the ice of Saimaa where the seals can dig their nests. Otherwise the pups might die from cold or predators. Floating artificial nests have also been tested out because once Saimaa doesn't freeze for the winter anymore, there is no natural place for them to nest in. But lack of snow is not the only threat to seals. Another big problem is net fishing in Saimaa. The pups get caught in the nets and die because they're too weak to wriggle their way out of the nets like the adult seals do. It's also a very agonizing way for them to die because seals are used to long dives, and it can take 20 minutes for them to slowly, silently suffocate underwater as they're fighting for their life to get out of the net. Net fishing is already prohibited in the seals' living areas in the spring from April till the end of June. The good news is that the number of Saimaa ring seals has gone up from under 200 to close to 500 with these protection measures. But it's not enough. The pups are still vulnerable to the nets in July and onwards. The net fishing ban mostly doesn't affect professional fishers because they use safer fishing methods that don't kill seals. It mostly affects hobby fishers who don't fish for a living. Looking at the statistics of the dead pups, experts have found that the fishing net bans have been very effective in protecting seals, but they don't last long enough because now the big deaths happen in the early spring and in July and in the fall. Even continuing the ban till the end of July would save several seal pups. Eastern Finland's Economic Development Center doesn't recommend continuing the bans, even though over 80% of the citizen questionnaire answers said they want to continue the ban till the end of July. On the contrary, in their report, they actually recommend ending the ban for certain fishing net types a little sooner so that people can fish before midsummer. The fishing restrictions are set for 5 years at a time, and the politicians are currently fighting over this, but the opinion right now is to not continue the ban, despite the fact that no ringed seal experts were heard in this report. But there is a petition to continue the fishing net ban for longer. I'll link it below. It's on the Finnish Association for Nature Conservation website. I do think you need to be a Finnish citizen to sign it. There'll also be a donation link for Saimaa ring seal conservation. If you want to know about Finnish traditions and folklore around snakes, watch this video next. See you there. Thanks for watching.